Hello everyone. Today is day number 2 of my 30 consecutive days of vlogs. Yesterday I committed as I was just called. I woke up and I was called to do so yesterday, and I committed to doing 30 consecutive days of vlogs. And trust me, I have regretted that decision multiple times, but falsely regretted them. And it's gotten me, in all honesty, it's taken me a minute to want to even record this vlog today. I have committed to this challenge. Yesterday was the commitment. Today is more of I'm titling this video, Fearlessly Walking into the Unknown. Walking into the unknown is something that I am incredibly familiar with. It's a way that I've spent the majority of my life, is walking into the unknown, and whether that's the optimal way to go or not, I don't know. I'm sure there's a fine line and a good balance, but for whatever reason, for me, mine has always been just drastic unknowns after drastic unknowns. So for me, it's become necessary to find ways to be able to move fearlessly through new situations, new circumstances, and rather than having resistance with them, learning to embrace and welcome them and have it work in my favor. So that is why I am recording this one today and naming it that. So, fearlessly walking into the unknown. Optimally, what I have found, if we're operating from an optimal state, then the unknown and walking into it would be something that would be embraced and something that there would be clarity on. And steps would be laid out before us and understood before us. And we would be walking in full faith and trust with each and every step. Similarly to the hike that I was just out on, where for whatever reason, using hiking for me is always a good way, because you are walking into new territory and you are walking in trust and faith that your next foot is going to walk in front of the other and keep you on your path and keep you from falling, or keep you from, falling off a cliff is where my first initial thought was going, but it seemed a little harsh, but I can attribute that to life. And it's something that crosses my mind regularly, as often we are met with many, many unknowns. And if we are not, then that is a sign that we are staying stagnant and staying comfortable. And that's not a place that I personally like to stay, and it's not a place of growth. So, as somebody who seeks adventure and seeks new opportunity, and wants to continually progress and evolve into greater heights, there are a lot of unknowns involved. So the difference today in walking in a state of flow, because in that state of flow, we have clarity on our vision, and we are moving in full trust and faith in that vision, that everything's going to lead us to that destination, and there isn't much second guessing or questioning. We are in that state of flow. We're operating in full faith in every moment and allowing ourselves to be aligned with that greater version of ourselves, that higher version of ourselves. But sometimes we, for whatever reason, we fall out of that state of flow. And for me, I have fallen out of my personal state of flow, and I found myself in a level of more of a place that has more resistance, and I'm met with more personal discomfort. And though I do carry faith and trust, it's not to the level that I would like it to be, and it's causing hang-ups, and it's causing things that are just keeping me drifting mentally, and allowing subconscious beliefs to be able to creep in that don't serve me. So the goal with Fearlessly Walking into the Unknown, and why I'm titling this today, and as you can tell, I'm probably sounding a little bit scattered. But sometimes we are met with feeling as if we're not at a rock bottom, but at somewhat of a low. And that clarity is a little bit cloudy. And we feel like it's harder to see things, and sometimes maybe not even feel like you have the momentum, the motivation, or the inspiration to continue forward positively. And with that comes a choice in that state. One choice is to remain or fall back into patterns and habits that keep us comfortable. And oftentimes, at least in my experience, those patterns and habits don't lead us to any growth or progression. They just keep us on that stagnant place and kind of put off everything else until a later time, until we are ready to pick up ourselves and be back on that path. So that's option number one. Option number two is to take one small step of courage. And that one small step of courage ideally will lead us to releasing and surrendering to the need to control, and instead letting go and allowing our higher self, or that inner voice, to lay the next step. Sometimes it's just one step out before us. And then it is upon us to then act and take that leap of faith and trust in that one step and act out that next step, and then see where that leads us. And then continually do that until it leads us into a more consistent series of momentum that will then positively charge us. So this is where we can fearlessly walk into the unknown when we don't have clarity and when we're not existing in flow. And I'm trying to keep it very, very simple. And that is just, again, through letting go, having trust and faith in that one step, and acting on that one step. So that is my sole focus today, as I am still on this bit of a slack line. And you can see what's in front of you, you know where you should stay, and you know where your focus should stay, but for whatever reason, there's just certain things that are coming in that are a threat to take you off your path. But ultimately, we're in charge of that, and that is an area where we are in control, and that is just to remain focused forward and to have faith on that next step. So that's my vlog for today, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully this is beneficial for anybody who hears it. It's absolutely beneficial for me to speak it and say it. And I'm signing off for today, day number 2, and I will see you all back here tomorrow.